Hello everyone. I just wanted to go over like a quick intuition behind the difference between countable and uncountable infinity. This won't be like a formal proof. For a formal proof, you can search up like Cantor's diagonalization, but this will just give like kind of like an idea of why there's different sizes of infinity. And size is something very specific. It's a very mathematical term in this case, right? So it's not size how we think of it in everyday life, but it's a very specific type of size. Um, so just to give like an intuition, right? With countable infinity, the names are actually very good descriptions. So like for example, the integers are countable infinity, right? So you can actually start counting, right? 0, 1, 2, 3, and so on. And of course, you've got negative integers, positive integers, natural numbers, right? But um, you can begin to count, right? You can, uh, it would, it would be, um, I guess you can call it impossible to count all the way up to infinity, right? um, to count all the way up to infinity, but right, you're still able to start counting, right? So like let's say this is the first element, right? This is the first element, this is the second, third, and so on and so forth. So in that way, you're able to start, right? You can start counting, right? So it's countable infinity, right? Even though uh, it's not possible to finish it, you can start, right? However, with uncountable infinities, so like the real numbers, for example, right? Let's just start with positive real number, right? Just positive real number. So, right, we want to start counting, right? But what's the very first like value, right? What's the very first number in the sequence of real number or positive real numbers, right? So no, we would have to do 0.00000000, right? And then it keeps going, right? It keeps going. So we can never actually even start the count, right? This is supposed to be the first element, right? The very first element, the positive real numbers. Um, and yet we can never even start, right? We can't even write out the very first number, right? Because we keep on writing 0.0000000. So we can't even begin, right? We can't even begin to count, right? So uncountable numbers, that's a very those two, countable and uncountable infinity. That's a very it's actually a very nice way, a succinct way of putting the sizes of infinity, right? So these are for natural numbers, for example, and then these are for real numbers, so r. And then, of course, they can be positive, negative. You can start with 0. You don't have to. Um, well, that's kind of like the intuition for natural numbers, right? For countable infinities, you can actually start, right? You can start counting. For uncountables, you can't even begin, right? There's no way to even start. So that's the intuition behind countable and uncountable infinity.